Time flies. As I make this video, it's the last day of June. The last day of June marks us being halfway through the year. Every year has 12 months. We are at the end of 6 months. We are halfway through another year. You only have so much time. You only have so many years in life. And if you want to do something, you have to learn to be urgent and diligent to start doing it. Because what people don't tell you in preparing for life and in preparing for retirement and for all your dreams and goals, everything has a time expiration date. Your physical body has a time expiration. Everyone since the beginning of time has died. Some people have died early in life. Some people have died later. The average life expectancy for a human is 80 years old. How old are you today? You're almost a whole nother year done with your life. You're halfway through another year. I always marvel at New Year's resolutions. People start January 1st, a new mindset, new goals, new dreams, a renewed hope. But I guarantee you, everyone who made New Year's resolutions and made a commitment to themselves, I guarantee you, us sitting here at the last day of June, halfway through the year, I guarantee you a lot of those New Year resolutions are expired. They have been put to the wayside. They have been dropped. No urgency, no focus, no plan. If there's something in life you want to do, you have to do it. You have to have a plan and you have to run towards it responsibly, but you have to. What will you say on your deathbed? Time flies. I don't like when people tell me time flies because I already know that I live every day urgently. Every day I try to do things I love. I go on the Atlantic Ocean. I walk by the beach. I moved to Florida so I can do as many days as I could doing those things. Preparing for retirement, you're not going to have the energy, the time, or the discipline. As you get older, every year you get older, your energy dies. Your energy gets lower. Your life is like a battery for a cell phone. And just like a battery for a cell phone, even if you take good care of your cell phone, if you have a cell phone case, if you clean it, if you got a cell phone screen protector, even if you do everything right, time catches up with your phone and your battery eventually dies and your phone becomes obsolete. And so it is with us humans. And I believe, even if we can't figure out the elusiveness of time and how it flies, your job, your responsibility is to decide what inspires you and how can you responsibly start taking steps to start doing it. Every day you should have a New Year's resolution, and you shouldn't hang around anyone, friends, family, co-workers. You shouldn't be around anyone that isn't treating life as urgently as you. Because the lazy, apathetic person, they'll watch their whole life fly by and they'll suffer slowly through their whole life. Who suffers the most? People who waste time. Because life could be hard enough, but when you don't go after your goals, your dreams, your visions, you suffer every day. And so you lash out on others because you want them to feel your suffering. But the only person to blame is the person looking right back in the mirror. And those who waste time, they don't look in the mirror. They can't stand to look in the mirror. People get concerned, we waste water, we waste food. In many aspects, the human is very inefficient. Robots and the birth of technology has made humans a little bit more efficient because we track time. We track the amount of steps we walk. The average human should walk about 10,000 steps per day. That's almost 5 miles. We track food. Within the past 20, 30 years, humans actually have food labels that say how many calories something is. So as humans evolve, we are tracking data. We're tracking data to become more efficient. You want to become more efficient because that maximizes what you're able to do with your time. The more efficient you are, the more effective you can use your time. Inefficient people waste their time. They waste their life. Because there has to be a level of intensity and focus on time management, on life management, because it's elusive. We're halfway through another year. How old are you? I'd always known this even when I was young. They always called me an old soul. Because I always understood how time does fly. Certainly when we're going through a hard time, I can understand time like stands still. But I remember different points in my life getting so intense, I say, you know what? I'm not going to waste another minute. I'm going to lose weight, and I'm not going to start my diet after the holidays. I'm going to start right before Thanksgiving. I'm going to move to Florida. I'm not going to put my house on the market during the summer. I put my house on the market 2 weeks before Christmas, the worst time. And it sold within 60 days. And here I sit in Florida, and many people have a dream to be in Florida. It may not be your dream, but listen to this example. Many people have a dream to live in Florida. But here they are in the summer, halfway through another year, and they get complacent. They get lazy. They get apathetic. And the winter will come again. Another summer, another winter, time will fly, and they'll bitch and moan all through winter. And they'll waste another year of their life. And they'll be one of the people that if they ever even do get to Florida or whatever their Florida is, they'll be too old to enjoy it. Their legs won't have the strength to walk the beach. They'll be one of the people that get to the walkway. They look at the beach, they look at the ocean, but they don't have the strength to fully immerse in the ocean. They don't have the strength to boogie board, to paddle board. They're gaze at the ocean. They'll be lucky if they put their feet in the sand. Don't live your life just to put your feet in the sand. Go and fully submerge in your ocean. But to do that, you got to get serious about the brevity, the shortness of time. Many times in the scripture, they say, life is very short. Again, it can be long, but you know what I'm saying here now. What are your dreams? What do you want to do with your life? And today, tomorrow, the day after that, what are you doing each day to go forward towards those dreams? And if you don't know exactly what you want to do, you have to figure out what the next step is. And as you take the next step, then you progressively build. Martin Luther King Jr. had a quote that said, faith is taking the next step without seeing the entire staircase. Sometimes in your journey, you have to take the next step, even if you don't see the entire staircase. You have to move forward. I don't know what movie it was. I think it was House Party. And there was an administrator. I don't know if he was a cook at the college or some administrator. He kept telling Kid and Play, I think it was. He kept telling them, time waits for no man. I don't care what religion you are, what race you are, what country you're from. Time waits for no man. No one beats Father Time. You'll never be younger than what you are right now. Every day you get older, and we're halfway through another year. How are you doing on your New Year's resolutions? Have you let people discourage you? Have you let people troll you back down to an apathetic life? Or have you looked in the face of the trolls of life, and mainly to yourself? Have you looked in the mirror and gotten up and did the work of your life, work out, get closer to your dream, whatever it is? Or did you just waste another day in the excuse that it's Sunday? It's lazy Sunday. Your whole life is lazy. Your whole life is lost like that. Weekends, you should be getting more intense than ever. Especially if you have a lot of progress to make. Certainly have to take time to smell the roses. And certainly when you achieve a lot that you want to achieve, you can certainly dial it back and enjoy. And I think that's wisdom, to slow down in life. But don't go too slow, guys. And don't let that flame burn out. Because the flame burns bright on New Year's Eve. All the hopes and resolutions that are made. And then here we are, the last day of June, officially halfway through the year. And the flame, the fire, the passion that everyone had to change their life, it's almost totally extinct. And that's how time flies. And that's how people waste their life. And they'll do the same thing 6 months from now. 6 months from now, when it's January 1st, 6 months from now, when it's January 1st, another year is on the horizon. Everyone will be fired up again. And they'll make more vows, more resolutions. Some of them will be the same ones they had this year. And the same thing will happen next year. 6 months later in June, all those hopes and dreams, there'll be a little speckle of a flame. Did you ever start a campfire? Now, I didn't grow up in the camping world. I tried to do a couple of campfires. Very hard to start a fire and very hard to keep a fire going. There's a skill to starting a fire and to keeping it flaming. Because if a fire is just left alone, it'll die out. Many times, firefighters who are fighting fires, what they do is they strategically let the fire just burn out. A fire needs fuel, needs oxygen. And if you aren't preparing to ignite a fire, it's very hard to start one. I want you to try to start a fire at a campground. It's very hard. And then it's very hard to keep it going. You have to intentionally, almost like a baby. A fire almost has to be nourished and promoted and pushed to keep burning. And that's how your urgency, your passion, your dreams, it has to be like a fire. You have to keep throwing flames on it every day, because people are extinguishing their flames with cheese, with unhealthy food, with beer, with weed, everything to dumb down the soul. They walk around like sedative mummies and they waste their life. They waste their time. Should you judge them? No, but you should get damn serious about your life. Damn serious. I don't want to be around anyone who wastes time. I don't want to waste time. I want to live my best life. A full life. If you live a full life, 80 years is more than enough. The average life expectancy is 80. If you live a full life, 80 is more than enough. For some people, doesn't matter how old they live or how young they live, they've decided that they hate life. And even though I could hate life too, I put effort into keeping my fire going. Okay. Some people put no effort in. And they're an embarrassment. They're a disgrace. And they should not be in your life. Let them come in, let them view, but let them lurk in the darkness. But keep stepping forward. Keep stepping forward. Sometimes people ask me about who would do such an evil thing. Who would be negative towards such a positive thing? The lazy, apathetic person. Because I've known people with poor mental health, but they're positive. So there's a distinguishing between someone who has poor mental health and has poor character. And you can have poor mental health and poor character. I had a cousin who had bad mental health. She was basically officially retarded. She worked a job and she was part of the Special Olympics. She was a blessing from the Lord. I know people who claim they have a disability. They're lazy, they're nasty, and I got no love for them. Okay, I love them, but I got no love from them. Big difference. Because I know what type of character they have. And there's no excuse for it. Time flies. What are you going to do today, tomorrow? What type of people are you going to surround yourself with? You got to answer those questions if you're going to seize the moments of your life. All right, guys, that's the structured topic. Now I roll down my windows in the beautiful Florida that I worked hard to get to. I worked hard to get to. All the people that bitch and moan that sometimes you got it easy, I want to see them sleep in their car in the Northeast. Some people that come in here from time to time, they say, oh, it's easy for you to say. They're sitting in an air conditioning, heated house with food, with running water, while I live a primitive life. And their lazy, apathetic ass that is very privileged. Some of the people that claim you got it easy, they're the most privileged people you ever seen in your life. The privileged people are never thankful. Never. If you got running water, if you got air conditioning, heating, you got more than me. Okay. And let me tell you something, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying your show, okay? You may be able to sell it to your mother, who you basically threaten your mother's life because you're a disgrace. But you can't sell me on that because I've seen it, okay? And I've seen people that have nothing. And you know what? Many times they're more thankful. They're more inspired than people who have everything, okay? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the unthankful. I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not impressed, okay? And I don't give a ish, okay? I've seen enough in life. Praise the Lord. All right, let's take a hydration break. Go to live comments. Brandon, good to see you, brother. Shout out to Jersey. Thank you for the comment, brother. Dennis, insightful man. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Brendan, you're right in everything you say, Sam. Thank you. I'm not always right, but I appreciate the words of encouragement. To be a man of action, I agree with that, and is my life goal. Well, that's a great goal. You got a great attitude. Action is the only way to accomplish your dreams. Action, faith. You need faith. Because faith is taking the first step without seeing the entire staircase. There's nothing religious about faith. It doesn't matter where you come from. But you need good, wholesome faith. And then you need action. Because without action, faith is dead. So, brother, use both and keep pushing forward. Brandon, I'm 24. I feel older. And action has to be done day by day to get your dreams on life. That's right. No one cares about your dreams more than you. Not your parents. My mom loves me. And even my father, I believe, loved me in his own way. But they didn't have the dream to come to Florida. And they certainly were scared, and they didn't want me to. They certainly didn't want me to live in my car, do what I did. But I had to do what I do because I'm an adult. Even at 24, you're a young adult. You're not a baby. You're an adult. And as an adult, you have to go after the fire. You have to nourish the fire, the passions, the dreams that you have. You have to take accountability. If you fail, pray for God's grace, and you got to keep throwing logs on that fire. If you want something, if there's something you want to do, you better start doing it. And you better get ready to do it imperfect. Start now and refine it as you go. Continue to read. Even if your dream is hard, break a big goal down in small steps. Action will give you the best chance to beat the impossible because one took action. Yeah, look, and success is somewhat going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. So at 24, let me tell you something, you're going to fail a lot. I still fail. It's part of life. But as you fail, as you push forward, as you take action, you'll be 10 steps further than someone who watches YouTube all day, who lives a life below their potential. They smoke weed. They blame the government. They blame society. They have negative friends. And they're waiting for someone to bail them out. They'll live a miserable life. Get away from them. You don't owe them anything. I don't care if they stood up for you. I don't care if they saved you from getting beat up. Get away from them and move forward with your life. That's what I tell you. Good job. Journey with Jordan, Tennessee's in house. Another way to say old soul is wise beyond your years. Very lifting, very fitting for you. Thank you, brother. You are very wise and a blessing to many. Well, brother, same back to you. You're a great friend to have, and I appreciate you. You've shown a lot of character to me, and I got love for you, and I respect you. Brandon, people can say that guy is lucky, but because they take action, that's right. And you'll be facing it your whole life. You live in a nice community, they say, oh, it's easy for you. You live in a nice community. You live in your car, they go, it's easy for you. You got no bills. But they're not willing to work. Oh, you got a great job. You pay 6 figures. Were they there working when I was working for minimum wage, when I was working in a ditch? No, they were sitting there smoking weed, drinking alcohol, taking pills, bitching and moaning about life like they've been doing for 10, 20 years. They've wasted their whole life. Now they're middle-aged. They got no career. They got no life. They're disgraced. And now they blame other people because that's their only hope. And that hope is false hope. Because growth starts with looking in the mirror. And let me tell you something. I got enough energy. I've been through enough in life that I'll keep going forward. Okay. Keep making videos, keep doing what I do. And if I ever stop, it'll be because I want to stop. Okay. Not because someone else made me stop. Okay. Because I'm not insecure. I don't need approval. Start YouTube when you don't need it. Okay. Do everything when you don't need to do it. Okay. So you can do it on your terms. Because people are waiting to control you. Waiting to control you. And people who love you, they never hold anything over your head. They're not trying to control you. They want you to be free. Big difference. You got to get used to cutting people off. Because that's what it takes to go forward. Good job. Let's continue to read. If you take action, it's not luck. Well, you need a level of God's grace. You could work hard, but you also need grace. You do need some things to fall in your favor. There's a balance. Because one took action to accomplish your dreams. Yes. I mean, all you can control is your action, and you got to have faith. But yes, I don't want to say that we totally control our destiny. Because you can do all the right things, but you still do need some luck or some of God's grace, however you want to phrase it. So I have experienced enough to be humble in that. Every day, come on. I appreciate this guy's thinking. There aren't enough real thinkers. Well, I appreciate that positive comment. Thank you, man. Brandon, beautiful spoken, Sam. Well, Brandon, thank you for the words of encouragement. Tony, hey, Sam. Seems like your subscriptions are growing. Good job. Thank you, brother. They go up and down. And even if they go back to zero, I'm fine with that. I want them to grow. I want my channel to grow. This is something I enjoy to do. I did it for a year with no revenue. But if it doesn't grow, I'm not willing to be who other people want me to be for it to grow. I know the game. I can easily play the game. All we got to do is talk soft, talk nice, but I'm going to do YouTube on my terms. Okay. And if it grows, I'm very thankful. I want it to grow. I don't lie to you guys. But if it doesn't, then I go forward regardless. Because I'm not scared to not work. I mean, I work now, so I've worked my whole life. I've always wanted to work because I've always wanted freedom. Would I like to retire early? Yes. Would I hope that YouTube would be one of the supplemental ways to help me? Yes. Am I willing to sell my soul and to pander and to be who other people want me to be to do it? No. So, you earn your way. And you live below your means, become a man or a woman of action, and you live life on your terms. Do you still have to work with people? Yeah. Again, you work a job. I don't tell people it's my way or the highway. I work a job. I'm a paid professional, and I have to navigate around people. And if a job isn't good for me, then I have to find another job and transfer. And you do things on the side, whether it's like YouTube, DoorDash, clean houses, side work, construction, done all those things. You do those to supplement you and to, if you have to change a little bit. But again, for me, I look at YouTube like a creative space. And so it's a way to make a side hustle, but it's really a way for me to use my gift and make some money off it. All the videos are free though, okay, for all those who are watching. So people want to tip me, it's great. If they don't, that's fine. They can watch for free. People complain about free entertainment. I'll never understand that. So for me, I like to see subscription goes up, but I don't masturbate to it. And the biggest, if you ever have a YouTube channel, it's not about subscriptions. It's about viewership. So I know people that have double the subscribers of me. They have 16,000 subscribers, but they have only 1 million views. Okay. So I have about 8,000 subscribers. I got 2.5 million views. Even with that, it's still a minimum wage job. But I'm thankful for it. And everything in life grows over time if you put energy and you put effort into it. I put effort. I upload every day. I engage in just about every comment. That's putting logs of fuel on the fire. That's nourishing the fire, growing it. Okay, that's effort. And over time, as time flies, it grows. I mean, ready next month, well, actually tomorrow marked the 2nd year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So many people say, I don't want to start YouTube because it doesn't pay anything initially and there's no guarantee. And that's true. And then they say, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. Then they start 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and then they give up. You got to do something for a year, 2 years before and you got to put effort into it like you were getting paid. And anyone can do it. Anyone can create a YouTube channel. I'm not saying everyone should because everyone has different gifts. But you damn sure better figure out what you want to do in life, and you damn sure better start taking action. Because nothing's going to fall in your lap. No one told me, hey, Sam, go create a YouTube channel. Go upload videos every day. Now, people encouraged me. I thank God for some friends and people on YouTube that did encourage me. They said, Sam, I think you can do it, and I appreciate that. That matters. But you have to say, look, I'm the one that have to look in the mirror every day. And now some of the people that know me in real life, I talk to them once in a while. They don't watch my channel all the time because, they're in a different way of life. And they say, Sam, what's your subscribers up to? I say 8,000, almost 10,000. And they go, oh my gosh, I remember when you had 100 people. Everything in life is like that. You just plug along each day, and before you know it, you have a pile of progress. You plug along each day, and before you know it, you have a pile of progress because time flies. And so time flies, start now. And before you know it, it's going to be another year over. That's the key. Good job. Thank you for the encouragement, Tony. Yes. There is a difference from one to another. Character backed by faith moves you forward. Today, I set up and tore down my content. Moving on the next spot. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dennis. What does content mean? I don't understand that. Brandon, if it wasn't for this channel, I would be ignorant in so many aspects of life. Thank you for your gift. You really taught me how to live life better. Well, I appreciate that. I do believe that if you were seeking, you can find it without me. I think, God can use me, or whatever you believe, I could be used just like other people inspired me, whether it's Ultimate Warrior or other people in my life. So, but thank you for the compliment, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Desert Ghost. Good evening, Sam. I'm turning 60 this year. Okay. Happy early birthday, whenever it is. I appreciate everything I have. Amen. I like thankfulness. That I've worked hard for. Amen, Desert Ghost. Love to you and appreciation to you, and I celebrate with you. And that's why I tell young people or middle-aged people, look, live a life below your means, but you better keep working. Because when you're in your 60s, you have to collect Social Security. And Social Security only gets accumulated over the work years. And specifically, too, you have to work within 10 years of you retiring. And you got to have some type of retirement, some type of health care, some type of life. I see a lot of destitute people out here in the street. Okay, unlike a lot of privileged people who comment on my channel, I spend more time in the street with the destitute than they ever will. And what I can tell you is as you get older, you're less employable, you're more vulnerable, and you can't travel as much. And so let me tell you something. If you think an RV is an easier way to travel, it's more expensive. And, I see some people that say, oh, I can't do it out of a car, but once I get older, it'll be easier out of RV. Well, it will if you have money. Because the RV is more expensive. You're going to have campgrounds. You're not stealth. And look, just driving, period, is tiring. So, money matters. Age matters because age equals energy. But don't waste the prime earning years of your life. If you can retire early, if you got some type of gig, good. But you better make sure you can sustain that. Because you don't want to lose momentum and get out of the workforce at 40 and then say, oh, shit, I'm 60 and I got nothing to show for it. Because then you're going to be a troll of life. You're going to hate life. Guys, I'm not mad if you want to start your own business, if you want to do DoorDash full-time, if you want to live life on your terms. But whatever you do, you better make sure you got an income coming in. Because this world will screw you over. And anyone can do it. Anyone can work at a pizzeria. Anyone can work at DoorDash. Anyone can start a YouTube channel. Anyone can work at Walmart. And then you can build your career up. You don't just start making six figures. You build your career up by steadily staying in the workforce, by being there when your manager calls you on the weekend, okay? By working hard, okay? And getting God's grace along the way. It's not by accident, okay? The privileged people stay home on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and they bitch and moan. And I got people like that in my family. Look, guys, I got two siblings. Both of them are in government assistance, okay? I'm not, okay? I'm not better than them, but I'm making a point. A lot of people out there are a lot more privileged, all right? And the bottom line is, you got to put in the work, okay? Whatever it is for you. Let's continue to read. Twister 47. When you live a life for others, you are living nothing a shy, false life. Yeah, that's right. Good comment. You got to live for yourself. Okay. Again, your parents don't have the same dreams as you. Your friends, your coworkers, no one knows your dreams like you. Take some time to figure out your dreams. Your dreams and your desires change throughout the years. But every dream, every desire, whatever season of life, there has to be action taken. And then when it changes, you have to be willing to evolve. Okay? There's a time to buy a house, maybe? Okay. There's a time to sell a house. Okay. There's a time to live mobile. Okay. Maybe there's a time to buy a home base. Okay. You have to figure that out. And you have to be willing to adapt and change. Good job. Good comment. Camera on. Hey, Sam. What's up, man? Journey with Jordan. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Yeah, I've heard that broke down before. I've heard that it's popular in the religious community. Bottom line is, get your ass going, okay? Get your ass going plus have faith equals thumbs up. Good job. Dennis? It's a cot with a tent built in. Okay. It's a shelter for those times when I need to camp. I have to keep moving for a time. But doing that will free up the time I have left. This is a meaningful topic. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis, for the insightful comments. I love you. Journey with Jordan. YouTube will send you the 100,000 subscriber plaque. One day, I believe in you, Sam. Well, I appreciate that. And it is good to celebrate milestones. I will celebrate if and when I get to 10,000 subscribers. And certainly if and when I would get to 100,000 subscribers, that would be a blessing. Those are milestones. You should celebrate milestones. You should take time to reflect and to celebrate your work, okay? Because you don't just wake up and have 8,000 subscribers. You know, you upload every day for 2 years. You upload when you're sick. You share your most intimate thoughts or whatever. You go to dealerships. You do different things. But most of all, you're willing to be embarrassed. Most of all, you're willing to put yourself out there. Most of all, you're willing to apply for a job. And even if you get rejected, you show up to another job. Okay. Most people, they fail one thing in life. They put their tail between their legs and then they go blame someone else. Total disgrace. Guys, I know rejection is hard and I don't wish it upon anyone else, but that's what I've been through. It's pretty much you get beat up and then you got to get back up. So thank you, Journey with Jordan, for your comments, brother, and your support. I appreciate you. Camera. Ever thought about building shelves in the back of your car, sink, table, couch? Nope. Don't need any of it. Don't want any of it. I want the simple life. And even if I get a home base, I'm not going to hook up the water or the sewer. I'm just going to have electric. I don't like van build outs. I think people overdo them. It's not for me. I don't need anything. What would I don't, this is me. I'm not saying it shouldn't be for you, but for me, I like it simple as possible. Even if I get a home base, it's just going to be a shell of a RV with electrical hookups and that's it. But if I stay in my car forever, there's not going to be any shells. If I had a van or something, I don't know. But just not me, not my style. Simple's better, but to each their own. Thank you for the comment, Brandon. I never had government assistance. I always worked for what I got. It's way more rewarding in life when you work for things you got. Look, there's nothing wrong with government assistance. I thank God that government does do assistance. I think government can do different things in a different way that can help society better. But the bottom line is, one is don't bitch and moan, okay, if you're just being lazy and you're screwing over your life. But two is, there's only so much other people can do for you. Whether it's your parents or your government, you need help from other people. I wouldn't be here without help. You need help from your parents or government or someone. I mean, you need help. But at the end of the day, again, I grew up in a house of 3 siblings. We all got the same help. We all went to the same public schools. Okay. We all grew up in the same house. Okay. So different people make different decisions. You know, does that make me or anyone better than anyone else? No, but there's a difference. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with saying, look, I got some type of thing. I can't work. I'm disabled or whatever you are. But again, you could be that. I know people like that and they're positive. And I also know people who are negative. So just because you have a disability or just because you're on assistance, you could be an asshole or you could be a good person. Okay. But also, if you have the wherewithal, like again, I see people park in a handicap spot, they jump out of their car, they smoke a cigarette and they run into a store. They're a disgrace. I think a handicap sticker should be for someone who is truly handicapped, not jumping out of a car smoking a cigarette. But hey, to each their own. So, you know, and if you're on disability and you're going to the gym every day, great. But then you could probably also clean houses on the side and get your income up. And if you don't want to get your income up, fine, but don't ask how to live cheap. Because basically you're trying to screw yourself and then trying to figure out how you can get ahead. You can't get ahead when you're not willing to do the work, period. And that's fine, but don't bitch and moan to me. And I cut off family members for that, and I'll cut off anyone else. Because they're a drain on your life. They're a drain on society, but that's fine. There's always going to be 10% drain. The 10% elite, they drain the system too. 80% of the society is good, decent, wholesome. So the bottom line is, who you have around you affects your mental health, your physical health. And what I've seen, people with poor mental health, they hang out with other people with poor mental health. They both sedate themselves, and they both bitch and moan, not me. Okay. And I didn't get away from that to go back into it. So love to you, brother. Thank you for the comment, Brandon. Dennis, everything Sam talks about around current events, time flies, amen. You can't buy more. No, you can't. So look, you have to live below your means. You should save money, you should earn, but you also don't want to just masturbate to money in your bank account. Because no one's taking money with them either. Now, again, you need money, so don't not work or don't do whatever you need to do to secure an income. But if you're going to retire early or if you're going to start a business or whatever you're going to do, if you're at a point where you have figured out a way to make income, whatever it is, and you're living below your means, just be conscious not to go too crazy as far as like hoarding money, because you have to enjoy money. You know, you have to use it as a resource to enjoy your life because time flies. So there is a balance there that even I struggle with that. I say, Sam, look, you know, you're going to have to spend some money in some areas, and I don't like to spend money. I mean, you start to live so cheap, you hate to spend money. But at the same time, if you hoard too much money, you can risk it and then blow it. And money, if you work for it, one way or another, you should use it as a resource to make your life better. And so, you know, if it just sits in the bank, I mean, inflation could eat at it. Risky investments can eat at it. So, you know, but certainly you don't want to live life like, oh, the economy's going to crash. Don't do anything. Don't work. Don't buy a house. Don't do anything. And all that, you know, I know people like that. And I've seen them on YouTube. They keep saying the economy's going to crash, and maybe it will. And they keep saying, don't buy a house. Don't do this. Don't do that. And they're running around with people who are drug addicts. If the economy is going to crash, if the world's going to end, stop enabling a drug addict, okay? Because guess what? You're going to end your life with someone who is unhealthy for you. And the economy is going to keep climbing to all-time highs, and that person's going to keep being an alcoholic. And you're going to waste your life, and God forbid you have children with that person. It's going to be a disgrace, and it's going to be on you. Let's continue to read. Isn't that the most current of any event? Yes. Again, this is basically saying you got to seize the moment of your life. And I agree, brother. And thank you. Jeremy Jordan. Which do you think is harder to change? He says, what do you think is harder to change? The unthankful or the uninspired? They're the same thing. The unthankful is the uninspired. There's no person alive that's unthankful and inspired. None. So they're both the same person. So good question, but that's the answer. Twister47. Hey, Sam. Any chance you will ever start a podcast? This is a podcast. Joe Rogan, other people, this is a podcast. No need to do a redundant thing. Okay. So many times people just talk about starting a podcast because it's an ego trip. This is everything in one. So sometimes people talk about like doing a van build out or upgrading their RV, but they're already in everything they need. This YouTube channel is everything I need. There's no need to create a redundant podcast. The only reason there would be to do that is if someone was going to sponsor you and it was going to give you a greater reach. But outside of that, if there's no offers on the table, there's no reason to expand it, because how do people find out about you? YouTube is a blessing, and the reason you do it for free until you can get monetized is because YouTube has over 1 billion people worldwide. It's one of the biggest audiences rather than any. I had a radio station, AM radio station in New Jersey. I had a show on it. And you know how many people watched? Or you know how many people were able to listen to that? Few people. How many people have YouTube? Most people in the world. YouTube is the best platform for a podcast. No reason to start another one. So, you know, that's the answer to that. Good job, Tony. What's up, Sam? What's up, Tony? Tony, what was the topic I missed? You missed that time flies. Today is June 30th, the last day of June, which means we are officially halfway through the year at midnight. halfway through another year. Most people who started off the year with all these New Year's resolutions, all these dreams and desires, their flame, their fire has dwindled down to a little nightlight in their bedroom. The passion of their life has dwindled down to a nightlight to keep the monsters away when they have to get up and take a piss. And they've pissed away another half year of their life they'll never get back. And so what will someone do tomorrow? The first day of the second half of the year, most people will piss their life away again. Don't piss your life away. Don't waste time. What do you want to do? Every day, what are you doing to make it a reality? And what you want to do in life requires doing sometimes what you don't want to do. There's not really a day go by that I really get excited about going to the gym or waking up or taking a shower or brushing my teeth. Okay? So just following your dreams doesn't mean quitting your job, jumping in your car and doing Thelma and Louise. Because that only lasts so long. Eventually you end up going over a cliff because it's an unsustainable way to live. Thelma and Louise left their life. It was a movie. They left their regular life. They didn't do any of the work of their life. They only had so much money, and then they ran out of money. And then they had to rob people to get more money. And then the law started chasing them. And then eventually they both had to commit suicide and drive over a cliff because they didn't follow their dreams responsibly. They irresponsibly, because they wasted so much time of their life, they woke up middle age or later time in life and they woke up and said, oh shit, I hate my life. And instead of them taking the responsible steps to do something they love in life, they just jumped in a car and went, and they suffered for it. There's a way to go after your dream. 2 years I spent before I could responsibly transfer down to Florida. 3 years it took me to lose 200 pounds. Another 3 years to sustain it off. Guys, time flies. Start now, but do it in a way that's responsible so that you can sustain a way of life. The average life expectancy is 80. But guys, if you live to 80 or if you live past 80, you got to have enough means and you got to have enough good habits to keep it going. Or else you end up like Thelma and Louise. Okay? And let me tell you something. They ran out of time. Journey with Jordan. Carpe diem, essentially. Carpe diem means seize the moment. Seize the day of your life. Brandon, Sam, I commend you for sleeping in New Jersey winters. Thank you. You're very strong. Thank you. And in the Florida summer. Someone asked me today, how do you stay cool in the summer in Florida? You don't. You got a fan and you sweat your ass off. But the winters are harder. Thank you. Cameron, just changed spark plugs on my PT today. Good job. Ready to go to Florida tonight? Well, all right. I hope you have a job secured. I hope you have a plan and a purpose and a focus. If you do, thumbs up. If you don't, good luck. All right. So let's continue to read, Tony. Sam, you need an AC unit. Well, I'll eventually make it a home base. But right now, it's my second summer in Florida, so I'll just rock with the fan. I'll sacrifice a little bit more until I figure something out. But right now, I'm thankful, and I'll continue to push forward. And I appreciate, and I'm thankful for every person who commented all the uplifting, positive comments. Cameron, going on vacation, not living here yet. Well, there you go. Go on vacation. That's what I did initially, and scout the land. Rent a car, drive around. Don't just go to Disney World unless you just want to visit. But if you're going to Florida because you eventually want to come here full time, don't just go to Disney World and get the hell out of there. You better get a car and get outside of the tourist trap so that you can see life and you can experience. Because let me tell you something, there's a lot of shitty places in Florida. A lot. Okay. So you don't want to think like Florida's all magical. And then you come down here, you move next to a meth head. Okay. Because that happens. Okay. So what I could tell you is this: scout the land. Good job. Journey with Jordan. Seems like there's not a day that goes by that someone doesn't ask you how to stay cool. It's so true, man. Sleeping while I know, man. Journey with Jordan, that's like every nomad's biggest question. I don't know why, but it is. Brandon, have a good night. Thank you, sir. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's not waste time. Amen. Cameron, I love you. I hope you have a great vacation, brother. Safe travels. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone. Click the thumbs up button, share the video, and thank you for your support and your positive comments. I appreciate them, and I want the best for you. And don't waste another minute of your life. Peace and love.